Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video on the channel from this week's current daily race C at Brands Hatch in Group 4. You do need to make a pit stop in this race, although you do not necessarily need to change tyres. You can see in this race a lot of people using the Genesis, the Megane, the NSX and the Alpha 40, and a few people are obviously using the Swift as well. If you remember last time, that car was quite strong. But yeah, we're going into this race. We've got Super GT right in front of us, and this is going to be an incredible watch. An absolute brilliant race this was. Really enjoyable. A lot of close racing, a lot of battling, a good fun race all the way to the very end. So yeah, if you do enjoy this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out massively, chat, and let's get on with this. Going into the hairpin there, right behind Super GT. Both of us using the Megane here, and we're going to see if we can go for a move into one of these corners maybe. So into this left hand corner, not really an overtaking position here, but the next left hand corner is always a great opportunity to go for a move. So you can see using the one board, we're going to go very late on the brakes, use second gear to rotate it and hold a very tight line into this corner, and we've got the move halved on here. However, he is going to get the slipstream all the way up this long straight now into the next right hand corner. You can see that slipstream taking effect, and we're going to probably have to back off here. So you can see as we go around the outside here, we're going to see if we can hang it, but no, not really possible to hang around the outside there, but we get a really good exit from the corner. Steve is going to have to go defensive into the braking zone. We get a little tap from the car behind, but Steve gets a massive moment there coming out the exit, and this is going to lead to an incredible free wide situation. We got 5 cars all very close together here. Somehow we all managed to get through there. Steve stays ahead, we stay in the position we're in there, tucking him back into P8. And yeah, that was incredible. Let's have a little watch of that from the replay camera going into the corner. So again, Steve, with that defensive line, he hits the curb a bit funny, nearly loses control of the car, manages to do an absolutely incredible save there. But we now end up with 3 cars wide there going into this right-hand corner. And somehow, all 5 of us, albeit one doing a complete drift through the corner, managed to make it through that corner. So brilliant driver from all the cars involved with that. And now we're going to push on and see if we can attack Steve again into one of these corners. So again, into the final corner, try and get a good exit, pick up that slipstream. One of the cars is off into the pits there for an early pit stop, clearly going to go for a no tyre change. So we need to remember that there's a car towards the front going for a no tyre change. It could cause issues for cars behind, obviously later on in the race. So now we're in P7. Let's see if we can have a little look up the inside here. We're a little bit too far back to even consider an overtake there. So just trying to get back up behind Super GT here as he's pushing on for the Genesis that's in front of him. And again, into this next left hand corner, try and get a good exit. This is always a good corner to concentrate your exit speed on, to go for a move into the next left hand corner, because it's a great overtaking opportunity at Brands Hatch. It's one of only a few real actual opportunities you're going to get at this track. So again, good exit from the corner, again picking up that slipstream. But you can see here, we're not going to be in a position to go for a move at any point of this next corner here. So we're going to just use the slipstream, keep showing ourselves in the mirror to Super GT so he knows we're there. And then again, quite a good exit from the corner. We have a little look up the inside here, but again, we're not going to send that from there. We're going to back out and just take a normal line through the corner. And again, a lot of chaos in front of us. You can see there, it looks like they're going to go through the corner too wide. A lot of battling in front, and this is going to lose us quite a bit of time. You can see car in front, the Genesis there has a terrible exit off the corner, and that gives myself and Super GT the ability to gain one position there. So following Steve through, he goes to P5, we go into P6, and the battle continues. So a bit of a gap developed there after that overtake, and again we're going to have to try and close back up to see if we can put some pressure on, to see if we can make ourselves a little bit further up this grid. So again, using the slipstream as we go over the line, and then into turn 1, using that 2 boards as a reference for your braking just slightly past that. Try and hold a line close to that curb so you can get on the throttle nice and early going up this hill. Obviously this is another opportunity to go for an overtake, but again, we are a little bit too far behind to go for a move there. And you can see during this battle, you can see the leader has actually managed to pull out a 4.3 second lead. So he's actually managed to give himself a bit of a cushion as we've been fighting between P2, 3, 4, 5, 6 myself, and obviously the cars behind us as well that are fighting. So again, not going to be able to have another look up the inside here. So again, just trying to get a good exit. We get a reasonable exit from that corner. We're picking up the slipstream to Super GT. He's going to go defensive here, it looks like. So we have a little look up the inside. No, he's not going to go defensive because he knows he's got that slipstream. And we're going to stay behind again for another lap through this corner. So again, staying as close as we can through the really fast right-hand corner. Again, try and hook up this corner. Very tricky corner at Brands Hatch. Just very easy to spin the car off that curb, and easy to run wide on that corner as well. You've got to really get that angle in perfect into the corner. Again, down to 4th gear, using the curb, and now we're going to accelerate up into the braking zone using that one board as a reference there, and then again onto that throttle nice and early, really aggressively on the throttle out that corner to get a good exit from this corner, and then into the final corner. You can see that it looks like P4 is going to go for a move in the Genesis on P3. That might hold them up a little bit through the corner, and it looks like it has held them up. You can see there as we go onto the replay camera, Super GT is going down the right hand side. He's going to overtake with the Genesis. We're also going to go down that inside for a nice move, a sneaky little move up into P5, and yeah, all of us get through there nice and clean. And then again, Super GT goes defensive there as we have a little look up the inside of him, but he does get that defensive move, and the Genesis goes a little bit deep, which gives me the opportunity to sneak up the inside as well, and both of us up into P3 and 4. So Steve up to P3, myself up to P4. Good race in there as we continue on now and see if we can hunt down the cars in front of us. So again, into this next left-hand corner, try and get a good exit from the really tricky corner this to get the perfect exit from. We do it quite well. Up into 4th gear, and now we're going to pick up the slipstream. Now Steve has not got a slipstream to go defensive, so he's going to have to go to the right-hand side really to cover us. We're going to try and hang it around the outside. This is a very difficult move to make work, and this time it's not going to make, we're not going to make it happen there. You can see didn't get the momentum out of the corner, and we're going to have to just hang on to that P4. So again, keep the pressure on Super GT in front and see if we can find any sort of opening to go for a move here. Now we've got the Genesis behind us also, very, very close behind, so we're going to have to be very cautious of that car just in case he goes for a move there. But I think we'll be okay, because I think Steve's going to pull away from them. I think Steve's got a bit more pace than what they had. You can see a bit of a gap developing already, but having a little look up the inside again there, not really a move on. We're just doing that just to make ourselves seen in the mirror, just so he knows we're there. And again, good exit speed. We're going to go for a little bit of a cheeky fake here, so we're going to go for the Nigel Mansell Classic to the left, to the right, into the braking zone. Can we make this work? Steve actually backs out. We go down to 3rd gear, a little bit too tight on the apex. We don't really get a very good exit speed. That is going to give Steve the inside line into the next hairpin corner, and we're going to try and hang it round the outside, although on the outside there, it's very difficult to make that work. And now we're back up behind Steve again. So again, we've got to try and think of another way of getting past Super GT here. So again, he has a big moment on the exit of that corner. So again, if we can try and get close to him from the exit of this corner, maybe we can get the slipstream on this straight. He makes a little bit of a mistake there. That's going to open up the door for me. I get a slipstream from the rear of the car. We're going to go to the left-hand side, and this time we've got a bit more momentum now on the outside of Steve. So we should be able to have a better position of getting this car around the outside, and he's going to have to give us a bit more space because we've got that car there. He gives us the space, a nice move around the outside. We managed to carry the momentum and up into the podium position, and now we need to just focus on trying to get some decent lap times in to see if we can catch up to P2. You can see P1 is pretty much gone there, 5.5 seconds I think in the lead, so going to be incredibly difficult to catch that car up, but we're going to see what we can do here and just see if we can catch up to P2. And then we've got obviously to consider the cars that have pitted early, so we're going to just build up the gap. You can see already going into turn 1 we've got nearly half a second, well 3/10 of a second there, and then as we go onto the straight there it's going up to nearly 4/10 of a second, so getting a little bit of a gap to Super GT within the half a lap or so there. And now we're just going to try and extend that gap by the time we come to the pit stop phase. Now some people have already pitted on lap 5. Lap 6, lap 5 is the optimal way of doing it if you're going to change tyres. Lap 7, if you want to go for a bit of an overcut and then get the fresh tyres for the last few laps, it's always an option to do. But yeah, now we're just going to focus on what we're going to do here for strategy. I wasn't too sure because I knew that there was going to be cars after the pit stop phase that we'd end up behind, and you can see by the time we come to the pit stop phase on lap 7, this is the last opportunity to pit. I see that Steve has gone into the pits there, and I could see there was a lot of traffic, and I just thought it's risky. If we go for the pits, we're going to probably end up in a group of cars and probably losing quite a bit of time, maybe fighting them. So I didn't really want to do that, so I decided to take the risk of not changing my tyres. Now this is quite a difficult thing to do because the tyre wear by the end of the race does start affecting your lap times. However, you do gain a couple of seconds without changing tyres in the pit stop, so you get a little 2 to 3 seconds back because you're not changing tyres, and that can help overall in terms of jumping ahead of cars. So that's the strategy we're going to go for here. We're going to see if we can sneak a P2. P1 was, in my view, he was a bit too far to really be attacking because we obviously got held up quite a bit in the early stage of the race. So we're just going to see if we can keep the laps consistent here. Managing to go through that sector on a purple sector there. So lap time's not too bad at this stage, but obviously, yeah, the fastest lap of the race wasn't particularly amazing at this stage. So yeah, that's probably why it was still purple. But yeah, keeping it smooth. Tyres still have grip. They are warm, but they still have enough grip to keep the laps fairly consistent. Now, we decided to carry that on all the way up to lap 10, and now we're going to go into the pits to see where we're going to end up after going straight in the pits and doing a classical Gran Turismo in the pits straight back out without changing the tyres. Now, this isn't actually the fastest way to do this, though, this week, but it is an option, and it's going to show this now as we come out the pits. P1, you can see they're a few seconds ahead of us, but we have just about crept ahead of some of them early stoppers and some of the people that didn't change tyres early on also. So you can see we're up into P3, but actually we're going to be P2 by the time we come through this corner because we got the inside line onto the throttle early, and that is a nice gain of position there up into P2. So from P8 to P2, and now we've got to just try and hold on. We do think the car behind might have fresh tyres. I'm not too sure about that, but we know that P1 definitely changed tyres, and we're not really going to be able to catch him up. He's going to be too far gone. So this is all about defending this position all the way to the finish now and trying to hold on to the P2. So going to the left hand there just to try and stop him getting the slipstream. And you can see in the replay camera, he's not really close enough to go for that there, so we don't have to go defensive. And now we're just going to try and carry the speed through the corner with these worn front tyres. The front tyres are really worn at this stage. Again, we've got enough of a gap that we don't need to go defensive there. Not the best exit off that corner. We're going to have to go a little bit defensive to the right hand side here. You can see going over to that defensive line just to stop any thoughts of someone sending it up the inside there. And now it's just about concentrating on the exit speeds. This corner, just try and get a good exit so that you can't go for a move into the braking zone again. Reason why it looks like the car behind there nearly had a big moment there, lost control of the car and lost a bit of time. But now into the final corner, just trying to make sure we get a good exit there, going over to the right hand side of the track just so that if he's going to get slipstream, he's going to have to go around the long way. And we go over the line for a P2, a really solid race, an enjoyable race, and I hope you enjoyed that as well. So if you did enjoy that race, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll be getting a few more videos back onto the channel in the future now. So yeah, smash that like and subscribe, everyone. I'll see you for more of these races in the future. Thanks again for watching, everyone.